Hey, this is Prometheus giving you another scheme breakdown and ebook out of the Tennessee Titans playbook. I was referred by one of my subscribers, 1337 Benny Voom. He recommended I take a look at this playbook, and boy, this is a phenomenal playbook. There's a lot of great schemes and sets and plays in here, so this is worth taking a look at. I decided to break down 3 different formations, starting with the single back ace wing, then the weak close, and then I'm going to close out with the gun wide trips halfback weak. And so you can see how it works against a live opponent. I'm going to show you a live ranked online game so you can see how that works. So let's go ahead and break down this part right here. Okay, in this Titans playbook is one formation that really got me excited, is the single back ace wing. This particular formation is just got a very easy layout. It is a similar single back ace that I've normally run before, but it comes with a lot of unique plays that complement each other, such as your standard audible is going to be the inside zone, and then you have another audible which is going to be play action dig cross. A play that you can select to give the same kind of look, and you've got an outside run is going to be the halfback motion toss, and then you have slants, it's the standard audible, and then corner strikes, which is really good. It's going to be able to beat your opponent at very good depths. You've got also a zone weak and an 0-1 trap. Because your standard audible is going to be inside zone, I probably would, if I was going to select a running play, either the halfback stretch or the zone weak. So let's go ahead and just take a look at that, and then we'll go into the toss. Alright, so basically on the running play, we're just going to go ahead and just determine where you think you're going to get a better run. Stretch plays are very easy, effective plays to go ahead and get some good yards against your opponent. And I always can go ahead, cut it back upside to be able to get those tough yards with the stretch play. Nice run to the outside. Now, zone weak is a good play if you want to force your opponent to go ahead and go against the motion. So you'd go ahead and fake the motion. And basically what you're going to do is look for the double team, which generally will be on the inside. So we're going to fake the motion on this particular play because this is going to basically try to get him to defend against that toss play that we're going to be sprinkling into this. So we've got to mad defensive lines. I'm probably going to get double team off here, right there, up the gut, and we're just going to go right up the gut for the easy yards. Now, the play that I really like in this formation is the halfback motion toss, because you have a pulling guard and tackle, and it allows you to attack your opponent on either side of the field. It also gives your opponent the same kind of look with the motion. Now, in this particular situation, I've got basically another defender on the right side, so what I'm going to do is flip the play because I've got one less defender, and I'm going to run this just like I did with the halfback power toss with the Broncos breakdown. You can go ahead and take a look in the description. I'll actually have that link for you. And I'm really just going to go ahead and wait until my tackles get a block, and then I'm going to hit the turbo to be able to get that corner and get some massive yards. Got a balanced look with the defense. Just going to go ahead and hopefully get a seal with the blocks right there. Able to go ahead and get a nice 5 or 6 yards on that toss. So really, I'm going to be watching these tackles, these guards right here. I'm going to be looking for them to get a block, and as soon as they get their block, right then is when I'm going to go ahead and hit the turbo to basically go ahead and get additional yards right there. So nice 5 or 6 yards, and then my opponent is going to be forced to go ahead and defend the outside, which will have to adjust his zones and the way he actually goes ahead and runs his defense, and that actually will allow me to run to the inside with the base audible, which is the inside zone. So the base run is the inside zone split, and if my opponent is going to be trying to defend to the outside, that's going to give me a nice little run to the inside. So once again, I'm just going to go ahead and just pop that ball and just go ahead and take it right up the middle for some tough yards. So with the inside zone, basically we're going to use this as a complement to run away from the defender. So we've got basically more blockers on the left side to be able to go ahead and get myself nice tough yards on the inside where the double team is. So if you can see the alignment, I've got basically 4 defenders right here. on this side of the tight end, so you know they're going to take on blockers, but I've only got 3 over here against basically 3 blockers, and I've got basically my other defender coming over. So actually you can see right here there's an initial double team on this this end right here. He gets double team, and I'm just going to go ahead and follow behind him and be able to go ahead and get those easy yards right. Alright, so basically you've got the inside zone split as your run, and if you're complementing that run with the halfback motion toss, it's going to cause your opponent a lot of problems. So that's when you want to go ahead and sprinkle in the rest of the plays. You got slants, corner strikes, and then the deep play action deep cross. These are you're going to be able to attack your opponent in different areas of the field, forcing him to actually make some tough decisions defensively. Alright, so the first play in the audibles is going to be slants, and basically this is going to be a quick hitting play that we're going to go ahead and try to attack our opponent against. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the wing position. I'm going to take the wing position, which is Stevens. I'm going to streak him up, and I'm going to take my tight end, or my wide receiver number 1, which is Green Beckham, and put him on a drag route. And I'm also going to go ahead and motion him. And really the first read is going to be the flats, to go ahead and see if I can go and hit that. Right, so my first read is going to be this tight end right here, because it's going to basically give me an idea on what type of a play this is going to be. If it's man coverage, this tight end should get followed, and if it is man coverage and it's a man defender that's really out of alignment, I can always hit this play against man coverage. My next read essentially is going to be this wide receiver that's actually coming across the field on the curl. That's going to be my next progression. And then what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and look at my slant streak concept right here, because that'll actually be able to get in position. So I probably could have rifled the ball to the tight end Stevens right here for an easy 10 or 15 yards, but it's going to force my opponent to get into cover 3 or try to have a defender in the area cover 2 to try to take away from this flat route. And these flats are just so annoying because it just forces you to actually go ahead and defend that against your opponent. Now once again, my first read is going to be this defender. As you can see, the flat is covered. There's a defender that actually comes out. So my next progression would be this drag, but there is a defender in the area. But because I've got this streak slant concept, I'm pushing this defender out of the area, leaving a huge void underneath where I can go ahead and pop my opponent for an easy 7 or 8 yard gain. Now on a cover 2, once again, I've got a defender that actually is coming down. You can almost get tempted to throw this ball because nobody's actually fouling, but this corner will come down and actually take away this flat route. Now I've got a dragging wide receiver going right over the middle, so actually I've got kind of blocking complements, so I could probably go ahead and hit the dragging wide receiver. But on a cover 2, basically this slant is going to be taken away, but you always know that the streaking tight end over the middle is going to be wide open. As you can see, the defenders just can't defend that zone right there because of the deep alignment by the safety. So that's why I was able to go ahead and take a big pop up the top for a good 30-yard gain. Now with this particular play, I've got a defender coming out of the zone, taking away my flat read. This is wide open. I probably could have checked down to this play right away. We actually have a defender that actually is falling back to this tight end, so a shot up top probably wouldn't be wide open. I probably could have just rifled it, but that tight end is going to be taken away just because this guy's sliding in his area, and it just seems like he's going to take that away. What I did, because I didn't want to check down, is actually waited for the zone to fill up with the slant route, and I was able to pick up a good 15 yards on that, because the cover 4 is just really not a good defense against this unless you're manually covering the different reads against my opponent, or against your opponent's running different reads against you. Now, against any kind of a man coverage with press, basically the defender is actually coming out to the flat route, and you know this flat route is not going to go anywhere. It's just going to sit there in his flat, so that's not a good read. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and take a look against with this drag route, and if he does get inside coverage, he essentially will pull away and be able to pick up pretty good yards if you go ahead and let that play. Now, because there was a buzz in the area, this is actually a fairly smart play by the defender. If he actually does that, he'll put a buzz in the area, and that's going to take away that slant. So your progression would be to go ahead and hit the crow route against man coverage, and as you can see, once he gets a separation, he's going to be able to pick up some monster yards. Alright, so the adjustments I'm going to make is I'm going to go ahead and take my tight end on the side where the motion is going to be at. I'm going to go ahead and put him on a slant route, and that's going to give me a high-low look with the corner route going a little bit higher. I'm also going to go ahead and still keep showing my opponent the same look with the motion, because then I'll have to force against the toss. I'm going to put that motion in play, and my first read is going to be that flat route on the other side, force my opponent to actually defend that with cover 3. So with this, you've got this circle route, which is a corner route that goes into defenders. I don't necessarily want to go ahead and look at that route right away, but I really want to look on the other side of the field, see if a defender actually falls out to the flat. I'm going to go ahead and check on the flat. Once again, I'm going to force my opponent to take away my read so I can make progressions up a little bit across the field. Now, what's great about this complement is I also have got this slant going across the middle, which he will actually get inside zones, and you can actually rifle that ball. Now, against cover 3, this basically you're going to get a different look with the C route. Now, what I did is I flipped the play off the left-hand side, and basically the circle route, because you've got a complementing slant route going out the backhand side right here, is going to draw this defender to cover the slant, and this guy's going to be going right up the seam for an easy 15-yard completion, almost 20 yards right there. Also, what you have with this cover 3 is you've got basically your defender going out, he's got covered. I've got a slant I can check down to if the defender's not in the area. If the defender's in the area, I know that this circle route is going to be coming back to the inside, so I can do a pass lead down, and he's usually good. The wide receiver is definitely going to get in position of this wide receiver. So let's just run this play one more time and try to hit the circle route on the outside. Now, against cover 4, I got the circle route right here. I probably could have rifled the ball to him right away, but I also have got the flat defender actually getting pulled down. There's a defender coming out of the flat, but the one thing about a cover 4, if your opponent runs a lot of cover 4 against you, you know you can basically go ahead and hit this slant over the middle to pick up a good 15 or 20 yards. So this corner's basically for a play is going to be able to pick up good vertical yards for you to the outside and really force your opponent to make some massive adjustments in how they want to defend against this scheme. Now, against man coverage, once again, I've got a defender actually coming out. I've also got a defender following him, so I know I've got man coverage. So my next progression is going to be the tight end. Because there is a buzz in there, basically it doesn't allow this tight end to get separation against his defender. So my next read would be the 4th and final route, which would be the circle route. And against man coverage with a good wide receiver like with White right here, as you can see right here, he gets nice separation, is able to pick up a good 20 yards on that play. So this play is going to be very devastating for yardage. If your opponent decides to go in man and basically not hit you with the blitz, it's really going to cause a lot of problems against him as far as defending this play. Final play we're going to look at is going to be the play action deep cross. I want to go ahead and make a few adjustments to this play to make it effective. So what I want to do is the following things. First and foremost, I want to go ahead and keep my running back in the block. And what I'm going to do is the inside fake, I'm going to go ahead and take that tight end, I'm going to go ahead and put him on a flat route, giving me a fast and easy read to the flat against my opponent. And I try to cancel out the route by the running back because the running back route is slow to develop. It takes a really long time and it's very clunky, so I really don't want to bother with that. My first progression essentially is going to be the tight end and see if I can get the flat route, try to get rid of the ball quickly, and then I'm going to go ahead and check up to right, which is going to be on the fly route. And then I'll finally, in green, Beckham should be open over the middle for my progression, for my third progression. Auto motion, nobody in the flat. Go ahead and take those easy yards, pick up an easy 10 yards. As you can see, once again, this is a cover 3 blitz. A lot of cover 3 blitzes in the game by people, so you're going to get rid of this ball as quickly as possible so that the blitz is ineffective against you to go ahead and pick up easy yards. Now, that's one of the reasons why I try to make fast and quick progressions. I make my reads quickly, make determinations after the snap of the ball, primarily because I want to go ahead and take blitzes out of the equation against my opponent. Now, my next progression would be basically this wide receiver. He kind of does a little juke right there and actually goes for a run. And then my next progression is going to be coming across the middle because this route gets in a very unique place. So let's go ahead and take a look at this at cover. Alright, so my first progression is going to be the flat, and a defender comes down to the flat. I probably could have hit that because I guess this coverage actually was playing the flat up, so I probably could have popped that. But on a cover 3 zone, I know I've got basically a third, and I'm going to go ahead and take a shot. Now this wide receiver, White is basically a small wide receiver, but he's able to go ahead and go up big and go ahead and get this ball against this defender. And then I've got this crossing route, and this crossing route, if you have an opponent that does a lot of down coverage or a coverage where he basically does coverage where it's down, this is going to get at a depth that most of those defenders are not going to be at. So let's go ahead and take a look at this at a different formation, which it would be cover 2. Now once again, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the flat. Probably could have hit the flat against this off coverage, over the top coverage by the defense. And then once this defender actually goes past it, I could probably could have took a pop up top. But what's unique about this play is this motion route that basically gets some depth and then it gets really flat across the field. And I was able to go ahead and rifle the ball with Mariota to go ahead and take this to the house. If you do have an opponent that starts playing underneath coverage and starts chucking your people, you'll be able to go ahead and pop them for some big yards once they start coming down and taking away those crossing routes underneath. So that's why you have to use the slants in complement and hit the flats to force your opponent to go ahead and to take the underneath routes, because then you can really get inside. You get some big yards with this afterwards. Alright, so once again we're going to go ahead and take a look at the flat. I got a defender that comes out. And one thing about this route right here, which is a streak route, it's actually kind of a stop and go. It's kind of a stop and look for a pass, and then all of a sudden the wide receiver, the icon will come up and you can actually rifle that ball to him, especially in a cover 4 situation. He's just going to fall into a uniquely little area that you can actually get that ball off. Now, if your opponent is actually pressing his coverages, this crossing route should get wide open. If he's actually doing underneath coverage, that's where you can get those additional yards. And once again on man coverage, basically I've got a defender falling down, taking away my flat read. I've got this defender chucking, and basically he's got his on my streak route. on this particular play. He's actually coming with them. But I've got this unique crossing route. I've actually got a buzz in the area, but the crossing route should get wide open, and you'll be able to pick up some monster yards with that play. So it's really going to stretch the field against your opponent and force them to defend different areas.
This concludes this part of the Tennessee Titans playbook ebook scheme. You can access the other parts of the scheme by clicking on the icon, starting with the very top, the single back ace wing, and you can click on the icon for the weak close to go ahead and see that, and then the gun wide trips halfback weak. And if you want to see live game play against a real life opponent, go ahead and simply click on the image of the gameplay. Once again, to all my subscribers, thank you for your support, and until next time.